Hey friends, Jessie here from jessiebanks.com. Welcome back to another video. So today I am pulling out my Simon Says Stamp Stronger Together stamp set, and I'm going to pair that with some alcohol inks from my stash, and we're going to make a fun bright card. So I am moving craft rooms right now from my basement to the upstairs. My son's taking over the basement, which is fantastic, but it means I have to move all my stuff, which is just a disaster. I digress. Anyway, I was initially going to try and create the background as a one layer with the stripe, but the alcohol ink seeps underneath of the tape and it just doesn't work, probably because it's UPO paper, so it's plastic, which actually means that it's not a big deal because the paper is not destroyed, but it means I can't do it as a one layer and I do have to cut out the strip. So I just start layering on more and more color, slowly dropping it in, letting it dry so I can get some cells and some really nice variation in color for this background panel. And all this is just patience. Drop a bunch of color on, let it dry. Drop a bunch of color on, let it dry. Drop a bunch of color on, let it dry. But when you find that point you like, just quit, because you can just go forever. Like, I didn't like how smooth it was, so I dropped all of this on, and then I needed more color, so I keep going back and forth, as you can see here. So I hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm pretty excited to be on the main floor of the house instead of the basement, but you guys, I got stuff. Like, we're talking 11 years of crafting. I don't get rid of things. This is going to be intense. So it's going to be a slow process. So that was where I left the background, back to the card here. And now I'm going to stamp out this little floral image from the Stronger Together stamp set using some black, I think it's MFT Extreme Black ink, onto some Copic friendly cardstock. This is Nina Solar White 110 pound card, and coloring that up with my Copic markers in my traditional fashion of going darkest color to lightest color, coloring over top of those darker ones and letting them blend each other out, making sure you go over top enough. So I just do one coat of color all the way across. It's the same as I do every time I use my Copics in videos. I tried this YG03 and I didn't like it. It was way too bright. So I came back in with the YG93 just to tone it down, make it all kind of fit together. And then I decided to do the flowers themselves bright yellow to give it some nice contrast against that pinky purple alcohol ink background strip that we created earlier. This card was super fast. I think in total I had like maybe 25 minutes of footage, so it wasn't a slow card to put together, which is kind of nice to have a quick one every once in a while. Usually when I do my cards, they're watercolor cards, and I'm talking like 2, 3, sometimes there's 4 hours worth of footage there and time spent on them. And I don't know, now that I'm cleaning out the craft room and kind of going through things and stuff, it's really fun to do some simple cards and use all of these things that I have that I haven't used before. I don't have the dies for this stamp set, so I fussy cut it out with some scissors. And now we're going to glue a white panel onto the yellow panel once we add this strip of the alcohol ink background that we created. So I just cut out my favorite little strip. I think it's little over 2 inches wide, and I'm going to glue that on. And then I'll just take a pair of scissors and trim off the top and bottom so it's even with that white panel. And then we'll adhere all of that onto the yellow panel and onto a top folding card base. So once that's done, I'm going to take my Simon Says Stamp liquid glue and glue that onto the UPO. I do it off to the my right hand side. To the right hand side. I can't talk. And then I pull out this Hello Friend sentiment out of the same stamp set, and I just stamp that out using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Cut that one out with my scissors, put some foam tape behind it, and pop it up on top, guys. And that's it for this one. If you do have any questions, leave them in the description box below. If you aren't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. A thumbs up helps me out a bunch, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.